Hi, welcome to Dissolve. I'm Samir, and today I want to talk about existence. Your existence, my existence, who we really are, and who we really are not. What we think we are we really that? Or are we something else fundamentally? And you must have already read the title of this video, which says something like this: You are not what you think you are, and you actually have no idea what you really are. What do I mean by that? And let me clarify this right in the beginning that I cannot tell you who you really are fundamentally, essentially, really, because it's a journey to realize who one really is, and one has to discover it by himself. No one can tell this to anyone. No one can educate someone about who they really are. You can just get the pointers from ancient scriptures, from the lectures given by the masters, or maybe from the nature and the existence directly. You might get some insights. But still, despite all of this, you have to walk your own path to discover what are you actually. So I cannot tell you that. But what I can tell you is who you are not, so that you can eventually settle in what you really are. And to understand this, let's do an experiment. Whenever you get the time in the day, go to the mirror and look at yourself. You'll see an image in the mirror, a reflection of your body. And then just realize that there is this reflection of your body in the mirror, and at the same time there is someone who is seeing this image. So there are two things. One is the reflection, and the other one is the one who is seeing it, observing it, witnessing it. But in the normal scenario, when you haven't started this quest to discover your true self, for you that reflection is you. There is no difference. And it never occurs to you that is there any difference or not. You and that reflection is just one. You see yourself, you tidy yourself out, and then you move ahead with your day. But now, when you are on this quest, when you really want to know yourself, and that's the reason you have come to this video. So now you can actually dive deep into this. So when you see yourself in the mirror, you realize that you are not that reflection. You are that observer, that witness who is seeing that reflection, which means you are not that image of your body, of your face. You are the one who is seeing that image, that reflection. Now, move your gaze on your body from the reflection. Now you are seeing your body, and again, it's the same thing happening. You are not your body, you are the one who is seeing this body via eyes, right? So you are not the reflection, you are not that body, you are the one who is using the body and the eyes to see the body. Now, this was about the physical plane, the material plane. Now let's go into the mind. In the mind, in the head, you have multiple voices going all the time. And in the normal scenario, when your consciousness has not started to ascend, when you are at the baseline of the consciousness, where you are one with the content of the consciousness, just like I explained to you a bit earlier, you are one with the reflection. Similarly, when you have all these voices in your head, in your mind, you are one with these voices. Something happens in your head, and as a reaction, as a response, you become one with that voice and you start to think about it, you start to solve it, you start to ruminate over it, and it never occurs to you that you are the one who is listening the voice. It's not your voice, you are not that voice, it's something which is happening to you. And because of the ignorance, because of the unawareness, because of the lack of understanding and wisdom, you have assumed that you are that voice. And then the torture, the suffering of that voice becomes your. Now you are suffering because you have become one with that voice. Let's go to the other content of your mind. Thoughts. Thoughts arises and passes away. And sometimes these thoughts brings emotions and feelings which are pleasantful, which you enjoy, and then you become one with those emotions, with those thoughts, and then you goes on this ride of high. And it never occurs to you that you are the one who is experiencing. You are not that high, you are not those pleasantful emotions. You are the one who is experiencing those pleasantful emotions, those feelings, those thoughts. So you become one with those, and then those feelings give you a high, and then they crash. And with that crash, you also crash because you misunderstood yourself as those emotions, those thoughts. Now let's go to the other object of the consciousness of your mind, which is emotions and feelings, which is not just an aspect of your mind only, but also your body, because it happens throughout your body. So something happens, something triggers your body, and your body starts to react with negative emotions. And because of the ignorance, you, as the experiencer or the witness of the impulse, this reaction, this emotion, you become one with that. And then you are the sufferer of those bad feelings, bad emotions. So now the question is, everything is happening to you. The thoughts are occurring to you. You are experiencing the emotions and the feelings. You are not the feelings and the emotions. You are the one who is experiencing it. There is a gap between you and what is happening in you, to you, with you. You're seeing something in the mirror. You are the one who is seeing. You are the seer. You are not the reflection. And when you understand this deeply in your core, not just intellectually, conceptually, because when you understand this intellectually, conceptually, that's the starting point. But when you get stuck there, you create this facade that you have understood it. And that stops you to settle in yourself what you truly are, which means you have created this image again. Earlier, that image was in the mirror, but now you have created this image in your consciousness, another object of your mind, and you're stuck there. But you are not that image which has understood everything conceptually or intellectually. You are the one who is witnessing this image which is pretending that it has understood everything. So when you understand that you are not the content of the consciousness, and this content could be physical, could be subtle, could be an image in the mirror, could be a thought, an emotion, a feeling, a sensation, an experience. You're not any of that. You are the one who is witnessing, seeing, experiencing. All of those things are happening in you, to you, with you. When you have come to terms with this, and when you have rejected every object of your consciousness, and when you have opened yourself and settled in yourself, that's when you realize what you really are. And for that to realize, you have to cover that path. You have to cover that journey. It cannot happen intellectually, no matter how deeply you have understood this. The more you try to grasp it intellectually, conceptually, with thought, the deeper you'll get into the traps of the mind. Because you have to understand this very carefully, that the one who is trying to grasp and understand is the mind, is the mental image, is the conceptual framework of your psyche. And it's a part of the experiencer, it's not the experiencer itself. Which means on this journey, there'll come a point wherein you'll start to feel that you have understood everything, and that's the trap. That's the blind spot. You have to be very careful about it. That's the mind trying to grasp the reality of your existence. And you have to let go of that as well. And it will be very painful because mind creates a very strong identity of pride that you have understood everything. And then you realize that, oh, I'm the one who is seeing the mind, who is trying to pretend that it has understood everything. And then you have to let go of that. But if you have this high vantage point from where you're seeing the game of the mind, it will be easy for you to let go. But if you have identified yourself with the mind who is trying to grasp and understand everything, it will be very painful for you and you will be very reluctant to it. And eventually, if you really want to know who you really are, you'll let go of this identity as well. And then you'll just open yourself. You'll just be available to yourself. You'll just settle in yourself once and for all, without any question, without any quest, without any grasping, without any chasing, without any desire. You'll just become yourself. And then the more you open, the more you'll settle in yourself, the more wisdom, insight, understanding you'll get, and then you'll be left with no question. You'll get that crystal clear clarity about your existence. You'll let go of all the tendencies, all the self-limiting beliefs, all the paradigms, all the thoughts, all the narratives, all the voices, and then you'll have this abundant energy, all this clarity, which you can then channelize in physical form, in the form of art, in the form of profession, in the form of career, in the form of hobby, in the form of expression, whatever you want to do. So the unmanifest gets manifested in the real sense when you become who you really are. So that's the take of mine on this. Just in case if you have any question, comment down below. See you in the next one. Till then, take care. Bye.